Welcome to a Starter and a Chaser podcast with your hosts, Joe Clarke and Jon Passow.
Your future self is watching you right now through memories. Wait, did he see what I did? Oh, hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to a Starter and Chaser podcast where weekly we review one whiskey and one beer just for you guys. But we have a special episode today, Jon.
Special.
Trifecta.
Westland Whiskey. Yummy.
Yes.
We have 3 of these, Joe. Tell our loving audience what we'll be reviewing.
So we have the Westland Whiskey, which was started in 2010 in Seattle, Washington. That's where like Pearl Jam and Nirvana and some other cool bands came from too. So it's cool in my book. It was started by Matt Hoffman and now it's owned by Remy Cointreau.
And all 3 of these are their core lineup that they always do. And all 3 of these are 92 proof. They all use 5 different malts for the mash bill. And each one of them is 3 years old.
So the first one we're going to start with today is the American Oak. And it also, on top of the 5 different malts, it uses a Belgian Saison yeast.
And for the peated, in addition to the 5 malts, it has peated malt, and it uses a Belgian brewer's yeast strain.
Yeah. And this one is the third one, not last, but the third one is the Sherry Wood.
Nice.
And what that is, guys, is I'm a sherry whiskey lover, so I'm really excited to try that. It's finished in or I can never say it. Oloroso sherry cask, and also ex Pedro. I might butcher this word. Zamirez cask, and it also has the Belgian brewer's yeast, just like the peated.
And if you know the correct pronunciation for that that brand, be sure to leave it in the comments below and hit subscribe while you're down there. So right. Joe has these pre-poured for us as the usual. Why don't you crack them open, Joe, and tell me what you smell.
So this is the American Oak here. Oh man, creamy.
We have done a review of this one, which you can find the link to that right up there.
So this has got a nice citrusy note to it. Some nuttiness. Caramels.
Okay.
A little smoke to it. A little bit different than I think the last time I was nosing this out of this sample bottle versus the larger bottle from the last episode we pointed out.
Well, this is a fresh crack bottle on this one. So
yeah.
I don't know if we fresh cracked the other one or if it had some time to breathe.
I don't think we did. I think it had some time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much, your typical notes out of that one. So
up next, peated.
And you also, and one thing I want to say too is I noticed when pulling away was a little bit of they call it the anise note, which is like a black licorice type smell to it.
Oh, so you're picking that one up on the American.
Yeah, on the American Oak. Now we're on to the peated. Oh man, peat heavy. It's almost overpoweringly peat heavy. This one's a little hotter on the nose. The other one was pretty smooth and creamy on the nose. This is it's got some kick to it. The peat's really heavy. Very faintly in the background, you're getting some of those citrus notes, some of the dark fruits. It's very charred, very heavy, very oaky. So this is very barrel forward on this one, guys.
And before we get into the sherry, I just wanted to mention, when we say malt, that's different than just grain. What they do with malt is they add water to it, they germinate, because the grain is just a seed. Mm-hmm. So they germinate it, and then they stop germination 24 to 48 hours, and then they roast it. And they can roast it to different degrees to get different flavors out of it. So that's what we mean when something is a malt. Okay, just a heads up. Now the sherry.
Sherry. Give me a sherry bomb, guys. Give me a sherry bomb.
Some different colors on this one. The peated is very light in color compared to the rest.
Yes, it is. I was going to say, for being they're all 3 years.
3 years. Okay. Yeah.
This one is sherry forward. Wow. Very fruity.
Okay.
Very floral. This kind of noses like Highland Scotch to me. So I mean, they are malt, so they are going to be Scotch light.
Yeah, these are an American single
Very
malt,
tropical.
which is, a take on the Scottish single malt.
This is very tropical, like I would pick up on a Highland or even a little bit of a Speyside type Scotch whiskey. The sherry is just, it's to die for on the nose. Very tropical. This one is extremely tropical.
Well, let's flip these open.
Oh yeah, what am I doing?
Let them breathe, and we're gonna. It's breathing. I'm breathing forward.
Are we gonna pick our favorite?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course. Not that it's a competition, but it's
Right,
competition.
I think I know on the nose which one might be it, but you never know. Sometimes
never
you have
know.
a favorite on the nose, you taste it like, that's not very
We've
good.
come across that a lot,
Yeah.
where we found like the nose is drastically different than the taste.
big time. Oh yeah.
All right.
Okay.
American oak.
Let's do it. I
Gross.
did notice this one nice and oily.
Oh yeah.
A little heavy. All right, let's see.
Caramel malts right up front.
Oh yeah.
A little butterscotch. A little toffee.
It's got a kind of a nutty note in the background, like almond maybe.
Almond or chestnut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very similar tasting. So yeah. Barrels in the background. This has actually got some heat to it.
Yeah. I'm getting a little hug.
It's not, it's not spicy. It's not rye-like. It is definitely an alcoholic heat. It's okay because it blends well with the flavors. Let's go in for another one.
Yeah. What are you getting?
The heat's died down.
Yeah.
The barrel's picking up a lot on the second one. I'm actually I'm getting some of the tannins. It's a little chewy.
It is. Yeah.
The mouth feels about medium on this. Getting the caramels, getting some of the. This is kind of citrusy to me this time. I need to review the last, but this seems very citrusy to me, like orange peel like. The barrel is really present from start to finish on the second one there.
For me, I'm getting more of those caramel malts are coming out. I'm getting a little like peppercorn note, and I think I picked this up in our last review of this product, which I thought might tie in with the Belgian Saison yeast, that peppercorn note. Joe's right, that barrel does start to really come forth on the second sip, but it doesn't dominate for me. It's well balanced with that caramel note, and also, it's chewy. Yeah, it's kind of like toasted barrel chewy.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
interesting. It's interesting,
and it's very well integrated. It's a very nice drink. I'm getting more heat on it this time than I remember actually.
Yeah. Well, let's cleanse our palate. Got my Star Trek mug.
Peated.
Yes.
I bet the Isla lovers would like this one.
We'll find out.
How's it looking? It's light.
It is light.
Okay. It's like a hay note.
Behind.
Cheers. Whoa.
Oh.
Smoky.
Okay, originally the first sip that I got was very similar to the American. That
For a
caramel.
split second.
And then I swallowed, and then it was like,
can you see it?
this is like cigar. This is like the air in Northern California. I mean, it is smoky.
It is. Yes. This is a charred. I don't know, it's like rhinoceros char. It goes bigger than alligator char. Like, it is a very, this is a very peaty drink.
Wow.
A lot of smoke on this, a lot of char. It's almost overwhelming at first. I've only had one taste of it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to reacclimate here, and I'm going to take another hit on this because that smoke was really heavy.
Oh, even more smoky on the second sip. But it's not like ashtray. It's not like cigarettes.
No.
This is to coin your phrase, heavy in campfire.
And it's like that. You're kind of like, when you get this in, you're breathing in after having a couple drinks of this, you smell the campfire coming in on this. And interestingly enough, it's not. At first, it was kind of overpowering. The second sip, you're starting to get some of those flavors blossoming.
A little bit.
Tasting the barrel, but I'm getting maybe a little citrus note on
Yep.
it. Vanilla. I'm picking up vanilla on this one a lot.
Vanilla, there's like this hint of chocolate.
Yeah.
I can taste the brown malt. I know they use brown malt in this, and that's coming through. I mean, it's got kind of a
Malty.
nutty brown ale note to it.
Okay.
A little bit
can
of
see
citrus
that.
on the sides of the mouth as I stroke my beard. A little citrus on the sides of the mouth. This is, man, this is heavy smoke.
It is heavy
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I almost want to say we should cleanse our palate between that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still smoky.
Yep. Still smoky. Should we get a cracker?
We might, because that might overpower the sherry.
Let's get a cracker. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
And we are back with the Chaser. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
different
Peter.
break. Different type of break.
Never mind. Yeah.
Now that we've cleansed our palates, and by the way, we just use
Crackers.
saltines.
So you can do crackers, and if you have an issue with still smelling the last drink, you can also smell a fresh bag of coffee. Kind of neutralizes the senses there.
My friend Richard Douglas smells his arm. He says the smell of yourself, this is an old trick that he's passed on, also resets your palate. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
But we are now on to the sherry cask.
Oh.
Roast. Sherry, right up front.
Oh, just pounding through. Just pounding through that.
Little sherry sweetness. I'm actually kind of getting cherries on this. Are you?
I'm going to reacclimate.
Oh.
That does taste cherry.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
That's
cool. It's sherry.
yeah. It's cherry.
Pretty much.
I
It's
knew a girl
very
named
dominant.
Cherry.
Don't talk about that, please.
No, sorry.
All right. Yeah, but it is. It's very sherry. It's very cherry.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost dominates most things that are trying to come through on this.
I'm getting the under note of vanilla and coconut and barrel underneath
Oh,
there.
you're picking up coconut?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Barrel's coming through on a third sip, big time. Little bit of vanilla. I'm having a little bit trouble finding the coconut there.
Fair enough.
But the sherry and the cherry, it just blasts through on this drink, guys. I mean, it's pretty. I like sherry finished whiskey, so I don't have any problem with it. I think it's fantastic.
For a sherry finish, this is heavy sherry. I wonder how long they age it in sherry, because they just says 3 years on their website for this, but it doesn't say how long it's finished for. So
Well, Westland, if you would like to drop a comment down here and let us know, or if any one of you followers of ours that are such beautiful people could comment down below if you know the exact aging process of their sherry whiskey.
let us know.
Yes.
All right, so we have tasted through their core lineup for Westland. What are your final thoughts, Joe?
Okay, so I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
I'm going to go American Oak is my first pick, Sherry is my second, and 3 is Peated, and I'll explain this.
Okay.
The American Oak is a very well-balanced drink. It is incredible to me. I think retail here in Ohio is about $74.95, which is, for this drink, it is fantastic.
And for a 3-year-old product to be this good,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yes.
Definitely worth the money.
Drinks like something aged much longer. There's
Yeah, it
not,
does.
you don't pick up any
It really
youngness
does.
to it or anything like that. It's very well balanced. The Peated was a little bit unbalanced for me. It was very hard on the smoke. I can't get over that. It kind of palate crushed me, actually. And you too.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's good. I think maybe that would be a product that might have to be either opened a little more or let it breathe a little bit more. But this one seems to be getting peatier the more it has sat open.
Yeah.
So that could be a problem in weeks to come or months to come if you're like me and my bottles sit open for a very long time. Sherry, I thought it's fantastic. I love sherry finished whiskeys. My personal opinion on it also, John, is that it's too much sherry. It's right, I shouldn't say too much, it's right on the border of being too much sherry. And these two, the peat and the sherry, kind of just dominate over the other flavors for me. And I like this one because it's very well balanced with the barrel and everything.
Okay.
So, yeah.
For me, once again, American Oak. My number one slot. Very well balanced. Like Joe was saying, it drinks like a much older drink for sure, and it's delicious and well balanced. Number two, actually, for me, is the peated.
Shocked.
And because, okay, before I say that, okay, peated is number two, sherry is number three. Completely agree with Joe's assessment on these. The peated is it's palate crushing. The sherry actually overwhelms some of those more subtler flavors that I got out of the rest of these. I mean, it's kind of like sherry, and then just you gotta peek underneath the sherry to try to find the rest of the flavors. So I feel like that one is actually the one that's most out of balance, because with the smoke, I was still able to get a wide range of those flavors.
Okay, all right.
It is insanely palate crushing smoke. But I like cigars.
Yeah.
I like
To
smoke,
me, it was like Lafroig 10-year rye. For me, it was too unbalanced.
Okay, I know you are like not a fan of that one.
Love Lafroig, not their 10-year.
Yes. So that's why my number two is the peated, because I could get a lot of those flavors that I felt were lost in the sherry wood.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So there
That's
it is,
guys.
I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to check us out on Instagram, and once you watch this episode, be sure to rewatch it in your memories.
Also, to bring that up, I heard my future self say that he saw what we were doing the other day.
He knows where the bodies are?
Yes.